Sponsored by AbbVie.
Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A partly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. And take a look out the window there, Matthew, and boy, it looks like fall, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And it feels like it as well. Actually, we reached our high temperature for the day right after midnight last night. Currently, what do you have on the thermometer?
Well, over at the airport, it's mostly sunny at 47. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 45. Here at Radio Center, it's also cloudy at 45. We have west winds at 13 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.97, and it's rising.
And we're going to begin to see that wind shift just a little bit more to the north and actually wind up easterly tonight. The reason why, we've got a low pressure system that will be moving into the Ohio River Basin and actually inch its way up toward the Michigan border with Indiana and Ohio over the next 12 to 18 hours. As a result, we're going to continue to see partly sunny skies as we go through the day today. That north wind is going to become a little bit more northeasterly because of a high pressure system well up in Canada, north of Lake Superior. But then eventually that low will take over late tonight and early tomorrow morning. It's going to be over Missouri tonight, and it'll move right along into, as I said, Illinois and Indiana, and then loop its way up just a little bit closer to the Michigan border and actually cross through just between Detroit and Toledo. That will be late tomorrow into the early morning hours on Thursday. Now, we did get a little bit of precipitation yesterday about this time 24 hours ago. We had quite a system blow through the Great Lakes Bay area. Strong gusty winds. We did see winds of over 45 miles per hour in some spots. And in some spots, we did see right around a quarter of an inch in some cases. I did see a couple of reports of 3/10, and a lot of that activity was centered over Michigan's thumb area. Saginaw officially at a couple of the stations here around the city did report close to a quarter of an inch. Frankenmuth had 12/100ths. Over in Huron County, Bad Axe and Fillion reporting between 1/10 and 2/10 of an inch there. Lexington over in Sanilac County had 2/10 of an inch. Lapeer had just a little bit better than 1/10 of an inch. But the majority of the precipitation, as we mentioned to you yesterday, was centered in northern Michigan. And we did see some pretty impressive rainfall amounts. Sault Ste. Marie, just under an inch of rain. Looking at the Pellston area, 3/4 of an inch. Gaylord, though, only had about 3/10 of an inch. St. Ignace was looking at 9/10 of an inch. Rogers City, 87/100ths. Harbor Springs had 3/4 of an inch. Huron Beach in that area as well had 3/4 of an inch. Charlevoix, Cedarville, all looking at 7/10, maybe a little bit more. Mackinac City just under 7/10. East Jordan was looking at 3/10, and Traverse City 1/4 of an inch. West Branch looking at 22/100ths of an inch. Grayling area about 15/1600ths, and then gradually dropping down from there. East Tawas 12/100ths. Alpena 14/100ths. The Mayo area 1/10 of an inch, and then Alger reported nothing in the way of moisture over the last 24 hours. We're not going to see much of the way of precipitation today or tonight. It does appear as though once that low that we were telling you about in Missouri moving into the Ohio River Basin, that's going to deliver some precipitation to us. It does look like the bulk of the precipitation with that system, which will be during the day tomorrow, is going to be once again in northern Michigan. We're not anticipating a lot of moisture out of it. If we do get 1/4 of an inch, that's going to be about it. Mostly cloudy skies during the day tomorrow, with scattered shower activity. And we will be seeing an east wind tomorrow. It'll pick up the precipitation in coverage and intensity as we go through the day tomorrow. We're going to start off with not much, but then by later in the afternoon and the early evening, that's when the best chance of shower activity is going to be on your back porch. East winds gusting up to 25 miles per hour tomorrow, dropping down just a little bit tomorrow night, then becoming northerly as we move into the day on Thursday. And then moving through the day on Thursday, the clouds will thin out, partly cloudy skies, and we'll begin to warm up just a little bit. I say that because tonight we're going to drop down to about 36 degrees. Tomorrow we'll be lucky to hit 40, 39 for a low tomorrow night. So the thermometer isn't really going to move all that much during the day tomorrow, just that chance of precipitation. And I think the low pressure system will be in northern Indiana late tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours tomorrow night before it finally moves away from the Great Lakes. Because Thursday, we're going to have a mix of sun and clouds. We'll warm up, where the temperature tomorrow will be 40 in the afternoon, 39 at night. Thursday, we'll move up into the 50s, 52 for a high, 35 for a low. Then on Friday, with partly cloudy skies, 48 for a high, 30 for a low. And moving into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, partly cloudy skies throughout that period with temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s during that period of time. Nighttime lows on Saturday night below freezing, middle 30s on Sunday and Monday. Now, the interesting outlook here for long range is indicating for the period to start this weekend, go through the 20th of November. Temperatures above to not very possibly much above. Precipitation values to be at or below normal for this time of the year. Normal 50 in the afternoon, 35 at night. Record high on this date was set 3 years ago, 2020, when it was 72 degrees. Record low in the state, 16, set in 1991. Incidentally, the coldest ever November the 7th on record was 1991. 30 was our high, 16 was our low. And the warmest November the 7th was 3 years ago, 2020. 72 was our high, 52 was our low. Incidentally, back in 1951, beginning late the afternoon and the evening of November the 6th and going through all of November the 7th, we picked up just under 13 inches of snow during that period of time.
That's a lot of snow.
That's a lot of snow. That's a little bit of shoveling. And back in 1951, they didn't have too many snowblowers out there.
Yeah, everybody was out there doing it themselves.
Doing it themselves by hand. That's the way it worked. Again, what we're looking at some pretty decent weather. Sun will set this evening at 5:20, rise tomorrow morning at 7:21. Incidentally, our high yesterday was 61, and we set that at about 4:30 yesterday afternoon. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have, Matthew?
Up next, we have Abby Terwilliger from the Andersons and Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. They've got those Farmall tractors ready to do the job in your backyard. All you got to do is stop by and check them out. See which one will work the best for you, because they've got horsepower ranges from 35 to 140. And they've got the full line of Farmall, anywhere from the Farmall A series to the deluxe compact Farmall C and C series with cabs. The tractor does it all, so no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red, and it's called Farmall. And also, they've got some great financing opportunities available and cashback savings as well at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. We say good morning to Abby Terwilliger. Abby, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Terry. Doing well.
Well, from what I understand, there's a lot of soybeans have come off the fields in the past couple of days or so. How's everything faring at the Andersons right now?
Pretty well. Brought in a lot. We had a little issue down in Oakley, and that diverted some beans to come up here to Hemlock. But Oakley's all set, back going, and we're just chugging along at harvest.
Well, I know we had a lot of soybeans hit the elevators over the past weekend. But everybody seems to be working hard to try to take those beans in. And it does appear as though, other than maybe a little wet weather tomorrow, we're going to have a rather prolonged period of time to not only finish up the soys, but very possibly get that moisture level down and the test weight up in the corn, so we can get some of that done.
Yes, I know. I was just looking at the weather, and it's looking like you said, after tomorrow, there hopefully is a long stretch that people can really hammer down and get a lot of the crops off.
What are the markets doing right now, Abby?
Right now, corn, unfortunately, is down 5 at $3.97. Soybeans are up 4 at $12.78. And then if you still have red wheat to price, it's $4.73, and white wheat is at $5.38.
Any particular reason why the markets are doing what they're doing?
Soybeans, Argentina's seeing that they might have a possible short for bean crushing. Brazil has been a little dry. And then I was also reading that the U.S. soybeans currently are competitive with China compared to Brazil. So China's looking more at U.S. beans than they have in the last little bit.
You know, that's one thing that we've really missed over the past 3 years, are those undisclosed areas of purchase and buying all sorts of lump sum of whether soybeans, corn, whatever. China was in the market a lot. Are they starting to pick back up just a little bit, Abby?
Yeah, it seems to be just a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of the history behind it being new, but they have been more recently in the last couple of weeks. There's definitely been more talk with China than what there has been all year.
Yeah, so at this stage of the game, hopefully we can get some sold before South America starts to have a crop coming in, because right now there are some dry areas down there, aren't there?
Yes, that's definitely been a problem that they're seeing. More dry than normal.
All right.
Which sounds familiar to earlier this year.
Yeah, it sure does. Abby, thank you so much. You have a great day, okay?
Thank you. You too, Terry.
You bet. Abby Terwilliger with the Andersons. Over to Oppenheimer we go with Doug Klein. The Market Report brought to you by Ed Raymond & Sons. Quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartts, Red Wing shoes and boots, the Stormy Cromer accessories, and more. All available at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. Check them out at edraymond's.com. And by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. Real easy. All you got to do is give them a call at 800-234-3280 or go online, steinertractor.com. Dan tells me that the inventory is the best he's had in a few years. So the chances are pretty good that they've got that part for that old tractor that you need to get running. Steiner Tractor. Check them out. steinertractor.com. Doug Klein, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. What, we don't have any more AI going like we did yesterday.
Well, yeah, sort of. There was a story out of London that they had 2 AI computers write a non-disclosure agreement between them. So this is a big lawyer thing, right? Lawyers spend 80% of their time doing these kind of things, and they were able to hammer it out in about 2 minutes versus weeks, for the lawyers to to put something like that together. So that was kind of interesting. The only human interaction there was a DocuSign, where the human actually clicked on his computer and signed it, and that's it. And so that's kind of interesting, if you're going to think about building a law career out there. Going to have to be, ambulance chaser or something,
no kidding.
because that sort of stuff ain't going to pan out.
This is really getting scary, isn't it?
It's very interestingly scary. Yeah, frightening. Because what else is next? You name it. It's down. It's vulnerable. So, yeah, who knows? But Aramco had their earnings today. Aramco is Saudi Arabia's oil arm. They were down 23%. They blamed lower oil prices on that. And I'm going to just say it, if they think $80 is cheap when so-and-so gets back in office and he runs it down to $40, then they're going to really, really squeal, because we're going to be drilling a lot more. And at that point, but who knows what's going to happen down the road? Who knows? So anyway, here's your numbers. December corn is 472 and a quarter, down a nickel. The March corn is 487 and a quarter, down 5 and a quarter. The January soybeans 1368 and 3/4, up 4 3/4. March soybeans 1380 and a quarter, up 1 3/4. December wheat 574, down 1 3/4, and March wheat $6, down 2 1/2. So crude oil is 78.36, down $2.50. The heating oil is 285.22, down 10 cents. Gasoline at 217.15, that's down 6.5 cents, puts us roughly at 282 at the pump. So that could be interesting. And natural gas is 350, that's down 6.5 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3760 at the border, that's up 64 ticks. The dollar buys 150.45 yen, up 38 ticks. The euro's at 106.89, down 26 ticks. The dollar's at 105.58, up 37 ticks. Gold is at 1972.50, down 16.10 an ounce. Silver's 22.66, down 57.5 cents. And platinum's at 898.10, down 14.80.
You have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
And don't worry, there's no AI that's going to replace Doug Klein.
Yeah, right.
Talk to you later.
Alrighty.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. When we return, Matthew, who's up next?
Up next, we have Craig Voorhees from Rummel Insurance.
But before we get to Craig, more coming up.
Are you ready to be shocked? I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet Ambassador. Let me repeat. Are you ready to be shocked? Here goes. This month, despite what people are thinking after the great new contract between the UAW and GM, lease payments on new Chevrolets have dramatically. At Cook Chevrolet, the starting lease payment on Chevy Equinoxes has dropped a full $52 a month, down to $226. And can you believe this? The Chevy Silverado lease has dropped an incredible $110 a month, down to only $299. And Blazers are now only $291. The chips are back, the pandemic is history, and the strike is over. It's a buyer's market again. Get out today to Cook Chevrolet, M15 Top of the Hill Ambassador. Equinoxes $226, Blazers $291, and Silverados now only $299.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and includes all rebates, 2,000 cash or trade down. Chevy, find new roads.
From breeders' first work on trait identification through years of strip trials all the way to shipping, it takes a team of experts to deliver every beta seed variety. The teamwork doesn't end there. It continues with our most important teammate, growers like you. Your feedback helps us shape the next generation of sugar beet solutions to maximize tonnage and sugar content while managing disease. Let's keep the momentum going. Contact your Beta Seed rep for more info. Beta Seed, breeding confidence.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive prices for your soybeans, Mr. Farmer. Give them a call first and find out how they're doing as far as receiving soybeans go. But Quality Roasting of Reese, they do purchase local beans, they process them, and they market local Exceller meal, which is a high bypass soybean meal for your dairy herd. They've been doing that since 1991. Call them for a quote today, Quality Roasting of Reese. We were talking about it yesterday, and we did get the government report out late yesterday afternoon. Vic Humpher with Freeland Bean was talking to us about soybeans harvested. He figured we were at least 3/4 done. Well, the government report came out, and according to that, 70% of the soybeans all across the state are harvested, a little bit more so, as Victor said, in the Great Lakes Bay Area. Last year, 87% of the soys statewide were harvested by this stage. Corn harvesting, we're still talking well below normal. 40% has been harvested by the weekend. Last year was 58%. The 5-year average is 54%. And as Vic said, and again, Abby reiterated, the fact that the corn is still a little bit on the wet side. So we're going to have some weather here to dry things down just a little bit and get that test weight up as well. So if you can, that might be the best thing to do, is just take a little bit more time with that corn to make sure you get the best that you can out of it. We have, do we have Jerry on the line right now?
Yes, but could we do Craig Voorhees first?
Let's do that. Sure. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Good morning, Craig. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. We're good, Terry. How about you?
Hey, we're doing real good. Let's talk a little bit about a topic that a lot of folks are thinking about right now, and that's open enrollments.
Yes, it's that time of year. It goes hand in hand with harvest. You're seeing TV ads, you're hearing radio ads about it. I am no expert on it, that's for sure, but I work with a bunch of people who are. We've got a dedicated group of people at the agency that are up to speed on all of that stuff. So if you have questions, we can help you with that. And be sure to, if you've made any changes to your auto policy with your medical coverage, if you've given up the unlimited coverage, make sure you factor that into your equation when you're looking at all these different plans and options, because that can be an important piece.
You know, you bring up something that's really important about renewals. I just happened to get one in the mail the other day about automotive, homeowners, that sort of thing. It's probably a topic that we want to cover down the road, but folks need to pay attention to some of those renewals because prices have changed on some of these things, haven't they?
Yes, the insurance market is in a, I guess for lack of a better word, a very volatile situation right now. It seems like we're getting almost daily notices from different insurance companies about rate increases, coverage changes, deductible increases. So yeah, make sure, if you're not having a conversation with your agent, make sure you're paying attention to the stuff that's in the mailbox.
Well, I guess so. Craig, take care. We'll talk to you again soon. All righty?
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Now let's check in with Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, it looks like we're going to have some time here toward the end of the week to get some outdoor work done.
Yeah, Terry, and you're just talking about getting the corn to dry down, maybe waiting a little bit longer, and you can't make everybody happy, and we're saying, geez, we need a little bit more water in the plants. The rains that we've been having have been nice rains, but we've just not been getting a good soaking rain. I don't know when, probably a month or two ago before we had one that was, a couple days and just wet and getting that deep soil moisture in. So, we talked about that yesterday, but, listening earlier about the corn guys not happy. Well, I'm not happy either. So how can we make us all happy, Terry?
We'll work at it. All right. Jerry, thanks a lot for sharing. We really appreciate it. You take care. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Take a break, and then we'll take a look at the New York markets.
Like you, we never settle. There's more sugar. In fact, better sugar in every seed we sell. For more than a century, we put innovation to work in the service of growers who plant Crystal brand sugar beet seed. With varieties developed especially for your growing area, you can be confident your success is always our top priority. This season, and for seasons to come, choose a seed partner who shares your priorities.
The beauty of a family farm is that everyone pitches in to get things done. There is nothing like the smell of a sugar beet field during harvest or a meal served off the tailgate of a pickup. This is Jeff Karst, your ACH Seeds representative, with a friendly reminder to keep safety a top priority this harvest season. Please encourage your crews to be cautious with fieldwork and drive safely as they deliver this crop. You've built an impressive legacy, one that is certainly worth protecting. Thank you for your continued business again this year.
HE8 Seeds, growing with you.
Before it's too late and white mold becomes a problem, you need to ask your seed dealer for Heads Up seed treatment. When raising soybeans in the Midwest, you know the risk of being caught unprepared. As heard on Ag PhD, there are several steps you can take prior to planting for a successful management plan against white mold. Compatible and cost-effective season-long protection starts now by asking your seed dealer to apply Heads Up to your bean seed order. For more information, visit headsupst.com.
Along with us, we've got Steve Anderson with Baird & Company. Steve, what the New York markets are doing right now to us?
Well, the New York markets are looking halfway decent. We got the Dow Jones Industrial Average ahead by 66 points, putting it at 34,161. We got volume there at 280 million shares. The NASDAQ's ahead by 120, putting it at 13,638. Volume there, 329 million shares. Local stocks are not being quite so nice. Caterpillar, 236.40, down 186. Deere, 370.39, down 786. CMS, 54.75, down 32. Dow, 48.67, down 67. DuPont, 68.50, down 104. Corteva, 49.34, down 63. GM, 28.30, down 82. Trinzio is 5.94, down 51. Walmart, 166.06, up 118. Huntington Banks, 10.43, down 7. Independent Bank, 21.26, down a penny. And AT&T's ahead by a dime at 15.85. And our local stocks are not reflecting the indices very well.
I guess not. Steve, you have a great day, okay?
I will. You too, Terry. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We'll take a 30-second break, and then we'll be right back.
Incoming! Don't worry. It's not raining elephants. That's just the sound of Dairyland Seed delivering our strongest silage lineup ever. Again, get ready for even better trait quality, even greater tonnage potential, and even more milk per acre. See how Dairyland Seed silage outperformed the competition in your area at showmethesilageyield.com. That's showmethesilageyield.com.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Kryzak's House Family Restaurant. Got to supply the food for an event coming up? Not a problem. 989-894-5531. You give them a call, tell them what you need, how many people you're going to be serving. They'll have it ready for you. Kryzak's a great place to dine in. Mark it down for the holidays coming up. Corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.